Stage 2 of our tapered hem, we make sure we give it a really good press to make sure that seam and the lining seam is going the correct direction. First thing we're going to do is we are going to fold our hem back on itself, and we're going to pin that seam, the facing seam, down so that it doesn't go the wrong way. Remember that this facing seam also is coming towards our side seam. It may seem contrary, but it's the way it is. Alrighty, what we're going to do is we're going to stitch along here at our 4 centimetre hem. So we're going to back tack, stitch along here, then we're going to pull that down and pin it, and then do an S-bend, and halfway in between that line and our side seam, we're going to be joined back down into our 1 centimetre seam allowance. Okay, the reason I don't, that's just an overall, the reason I don't pin that first is because we can see what happens straight away. As soon as I pull that down, it affects what's happening up here, which means quite often you won't get that nice and level. It's important to get that nice and level and even at 4 centimetres. You can either mark your 4 centimetre seam, and the reason it's 4 centimetres is because that's in a line with that fold line and our actual hem line. So and you can either mark it on there. What I've done is I've actually, because my throat plate only goes to 3 centimetres, I've added a little tiny black mark at 4 centimetres, so that's what I can align to maintain my 4 centimetres. So I'm going to line them up with my little black mark, turn my machine on, back tack, maintain that 4 centimetres right up to that panel seam. And my facing seam ends. Needle down in my fabric. I'm now, before I do anything, always make sure your needle's down in your fabric. I'm now going to start pinning along that seam edge. Pinning that seam all the way down. So the lining and the main cut edge are now matching. What you'll find the closer you get to your panel seam is it will actually want to go down, your lining will want to go down further, but don't let it. Pull it back up so that it's absolutely even and flush, cut edge to cut edge, in the right place. Try again. Okay, what it will look like is that you've got more ease in this top and the bottom. You don't. It's just because you're trying to make a straight line meet with a curved line. And so that's why it appears that there's ease in there, but there's actually not. They should be exactly the same. It's just that your two opposing curves trying to meet. So it kind of gives that appearance that there's excess, but there's not. So now that I've got from that place, I'm going to find the halfway point from my panel seam through to and my side seam in the middle. So here, I'm going to put a little tiny pin in there. That's where I want to be going down. That's where my 1 centimetre seam needs to start. So in between where I'm at, I need to do an S-bend to get down to my 1 centimetre seam. What I don't want you to do is go straight from here and go straight line straight down. I want you to do a gradual S-bend. Okay, so off we go, nice and slowly. Curving, 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 curving. And it doesn't have to be exact in that spot. So if you get there and you're not exactly at that spot, as long as it's relatively close to that spot, and off you go again, 1 centimetre seam allowance, back tack at the end. Okay, probably for me, I'd say that line's a little bit pointy there. It would be better if I could have smoothed it down and then done my S-bend. So, but it's still passable. But just, yeah, you're trying to maintain that smooth line is most important. Once you've done that, you can pull out your pins. Okay, turn him inside out, so fold that seam back onto itself, finger and thumb. Pull him in the right way so you get a nice corner. Then you can give him a good press. Okay, because you've pre-pressed that hem, it should actually sit where it needs to sit, so you just need to realign it up again so that you'll have on the edge here, you'll have a nice little pleat coming into that side seam, and then it should be meeting at the hem at the center front. What I want you to do when you iron it is I want you to put your fingers in there, roll out all that excess so that it gets a nice flush seam. It's a bit tricky because it's got fusing in there, so I want to slip around a little bit. And then make sure that that seam on that hem edge, like your other ones, rolls to the wrong side or your facing side. What I don't want to see from the right side, I don't want to see that hanging down on your right side. I want to see all that rolled to the inside so that from your right side it should look beautiful and flush, nothing rolling out the wrong way. Okay, then you can give him a good press, and that's the end of stage 2.